Now it's the time of year where I take students out on the golf course and they want to hit driver better right away. So I say, mark your golf ball up like this. So there's one side of the vise, there's the other. Find that middle point, let's say it's there, okay? The middle point between them both. We're then going to create an arrow around this way. So we're imagining we're putting right to left curve on it. Now this is my free hand, so it goes like this. Okay, boom, boom, so that's our arrow. So we're going to imagine, we're going to tee the golf ball up like that, that's how we'd see it on your view. This is where you're starting, so start here, and this is then where you're finishing. It's quite hard to draw that for me. Start and finish. You don't actually need the start and finish on, but that's just a great visual. Now combine that with understanding what you do with your club face, wow, we start to draw it right away. Follow this, just like my students. Now Scott's asked this question, Alex, I would like to know what is the ideal setup for driver, feet position, ball position, and where it should be for a right-handed player. Well, this is dead easy. And if you want your question answered just like Scott, subscribe, turn the bell, and just pop down below what you need help with. So that right there is exactly how I want you to tee the golf ball up. The dot on the top, the S on the right hand side, the F on the left hand side. Now think about it. If we stay right there, we're trying to create right to left spin. So that spin on the golf ball, that's draw. Slice spin would be the opposite, that way, okay? So visually, we're looking at that, and I say this to my students when I come on the golf course, use visual cues, a bit like the hammer and nail analogy. If it's visual, we're more likely to do it. So we're talking about how do we get this? So let's talk how we can combine a setup with this marking and a feeling in the shot to hit it way better. So setup wise, let's start with the club face. Where does it need to be? Now, if we're missing it off to the right, I recommend this all day long. So let's say this was nice and square here. I want you just to close it slightly, just ever so slightly, just like that. Then once we've got it like that, we place our hands on. So we see as you come to face on there, if you move round, we see and we're looking at that going, okay, my grip is normal, but my club face is slightly closed. That is what I want, starting point. Okay, now address your golf ball, feet together, but this is, again, I think really essential where most of us go wrong. I want you to address it on your right foot, so your trail foot to start with. Most of us will go and start here. No, no, no. Let's address it on the trail foot, turn the lead foot out, move the trail foot away. So now that ball position is roughly around a club head inside. It helps us hit from the inside. You'll still hit up on it enough, so don't worry about that. But you're really in a position to be more in to out now with the ball slightly back in our stance. Now you're looking at this here on that camera going, Alex, that club face, because you've got it closed, is pointing somewhere into that hay. Yes, it is right now, but as we move through the setup into the next phase, we're really going to start to prep a draw curvature. So if you watch me right here, I'm leaving the club where it is, just let it drag round with your setup. I move the right foot back one golf ball. So if I could place a golf ball there, you can see it's back slightly. I'm now also going to match my shoulders to my feet. Now look at where my club face is pointing now. Down the middle with my alignment slightly to the right half of target. Okay, now I'm in a situation where I can really feel that draw. So let's talk through that setup dead quick again, and then we'll go through the points you need to feel within the shot. This is literally how easy that setup is. See, I've got my golf ball already teed up as we showed you earlier. I hold my club up, I slightly close it, I place my hands on, I aim my body down the middle. Now what I do is I start like this. Again, right foot, lead foot out, trail foot away to around about shoulder width apart. I realise that's aiming left with the face, so I move my right foot back a golf ball, bring my shoulders back, and that is my setup. This will honestly become second nature once you've done this a few times. So don't worry if it feels like a few steps right now. I'm just sort of breaking it down so you've got something to follow. So now, through the shot, I want you to focus on this. We're trying to hit a draw. So if you constantly slice it, you rarely have the club face closed to your path, okay? You rarely create that curve. So if I was to sort of kick a ball to you now, and I wanted to curve it that way, I would get my foot to wrap round it, wouldn't I? I'd have sort of that action on it. I'd work my foot from behind me, in front, and move it around. Now, all that is in the golf swing is just allowing the right hand to finish over the left by the time your right hand is parallel to the ground. So I want you to work to that feeling. Now, if I just do that slowly, watch my feels. Look on my club face is what we call releasing. So now I'm working my path in to out relative to target because I've set it up. I've already preempted, my club face is a little bit closed. Now all I've got to do is combine that with a nice smooth swing and closing that face. Now listen to my words here. If you were starting a business, and this is the analogy that I use, you're going to put as little money in to get as much money out. So that in your golf swing is making the smoothest possible swing with the most efficient setup as you have right now and the most efficient feeling through the shot so you get the best success in terms of ball flight. Now just watch how this flies. Watch this as I say. Oh, baby draw, round the corner, visualising putting that curve on it, not that curve. It really just makes sense when you use visual cues when you're out on the golf course. Thanks for watching.